Did you know? The first ever Dragon Ball video game is easily the series' most obscure. Dragon Ball Dragon Dai Hikyo was released for the Xbox Super Cassette Vision in 1986. This game made its debut when the Dragon Ball manga series was partway through the Red Ribbon Army's story arc. Dragon Ball Dragon Dai Hikyo was the Super Cassette Vision's very last game. Another lesser-known Dragon Ball game was a 1994 Japan-exclusive arcade machine, Dragon Ball Z VR Versus. It was a Punch-Out style fighting game controlled with a joystick and 3 buttons. There was also a deluxe edition that featured motion sensors which allowed players to control the characters with their own bodies. The final boss of VR Versus is an original character called Ozoto, the Super Monster. Ozoto has the ability to transform into any of the other characters in the game. After defeating Ozoto, the player is rewarded with a cutscene of their character making a wish to the dragon. Goku wishes for a lot of food. Gohan wishes his mother would forget about making him study for a while. Vegeta wishes to have the world beneath his feet. Piccolo wishes to fight the strongest man in the world, and Trunks wishes for his father to be alive in his timeline. At one point, Dragon Ball Z VR Versus was going to be ported to the 3DO. This modified port was going to feature Cell as a final boss instead of Ozoto. It was cancelled due to the poor sales of the 3DO console. One modest 1993 card battle game for the Nintendo Famicom inadvertently became the Dragon Ball Z series' most revisited concept. The game was called Dragon Ball Z Side Story: Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans. It was unique as a Dragon Ball game as it featured an entirely new storyline. It took place sometime around the Cell Saga and centered around a new original villain called Hachiyak. 2 video cassette tapes were released as supplementary material which contained an animated feature depicting the full narrative of the game. Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans was made as a Bandai Playdio launch title in 1994. This version was known as The True Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans and contained FMV clips of the supplementary animated feature on the game disc. The storyline was later used again in Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2 in 2010. This game came with a reanimated, shortened version of Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans called The Plan to Eradicate the Super Saiyans. Raging Blast 2 marks the first time this video game exclusive storyline was officially released outside of Japan. Over the years, fans have found a wealth of hidden content by looking at the data of various Dragon Ball Z games. A user at Dragon Ball fan site KaiserNeko.com named Coldskin found evidence of cut content in the debug menu for Super Butoden 3. A full animation of Android 18's super move can be seen, despite the fact that Android 18 was one of 2 characters in the game that, mysteriously, never had super moves. The cut super move was based on an attack Android 18 inflicted on Gohan in the History of Trunks TV special. Another unused animation that was discovered in the debug menu shows Trunks deflecting a blast from an opponent. This is interesting, as Butoden 3 does not give players the ability to deflect energy blasts. Super Butoden 3 also shows evidence of a cut stage in the debug menu. The stage is a variation on the plain stage with a stone statue of Piccolo in the background, referencing the moment in the series where Piccolo is spat on by Dabura and thus turned to stone. Kanzenshuu.com also reports on a series of uncovered audio files in Budokai 3 which point to characters that were cut from the final release. The names
Android 19, Dodoria, Zarbon, Shin
can be heard being called by the tournament announcer alongside the names of other playable fighters. Android 19, Dodoria, and Zarbon were playable characters in Budokai 1, but were cut from the roster in Budokai 2. Comparing the clips of the tournament announcer reciting these names in Budokai 1 demonstrates that Budokai 3's recordings were different and were not simply leftovers from Budokai 1. This fact suggests these characters were planning to make a return in Budokai 3, but didn't make it into the final game. The name Shin has been the subject of speculation, as it is not clear which character this name refers to, but it's likely that Shin is an alternate name for Supreme Kai. The audio file is listed directly under Supreme Kai's announcement clip, and in the English dub of the television series, Shin was a pseudonym Supreme Kai used to conceal his identity in the World Tournament. Additionally, Supreme Kai is given the name Shin in the World Tournament mode in the later Budokai Tenkaichi games. This is similar to Piccolo, who's referred to as Ma Jr. in the World Tour mode, referencing Piccolo's pseudonym from the series' 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. Budokai Tenkaichi 2 also has an unused tournament announcer clip. This time, the character is called
Galaxy Soldier.
It's speculated that this name belongs to a test fighter, but it's possible that it was an unused planned character. It may also be an earlier name of the playable character Frieza Soldier. There are more strange details that are revealed by cut audio in the Budokai Tenkaichi series. In the English dub of Budokai Tenkaichi 1, the Ginyu Force member Jace had a crude battle taunt that was censored in subsequent releases. In Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3, Jace will sometimes begin a match by reciting a phrase that is abruptly cut off at the end.
Don't play stupid with me!
In Budokai Tenkaichi 1, the full quote can be heard, uncut.
Don't play stupid with me, wanker!
Another example of a crude taunt that was cut occurs when Android 18 is matched up against Zangia.
Your man's kinda cute. Skank.
In Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3, the exchange between 18 and Zangia was changed to,
Your man's kinda cute.
Enough talk. Let's see what you've got.
The character Cell also has an unusual audio quirk. When Cell reacts to being hit in his semi-perfect, perfect, or super perfect forms, the voice clip that is triggered is still of his base level form. This is because in the original Japanese version of the television show, Cell, played by Norio Wakamoto, does not change voices when he transforms into another state. This was added in the English dub for the voice actor Damien Clark. When the games were programmed in Japan, the voice clips were designed around the Japanese voice cast. Thus, no extra spaces were included for voice clips that are exclusive to each transformation for Cell. This is the case for all English dubs of Dragon Ball Z games from Budokai 1 onwards.
Oh, did I kill him?
A similar instance occurs in the story mode of Budokai Tenkaichi 3. During the fight between Kid Goku and Nova Shenron, after Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan 4, the adult body Goku will sometimes speak with Kid Goku's voice. In the Japanese version, Goku is voiced by the same person, Masako Nozawa, in both child and adult forms. And that's all for today, but don't forget to subscribe to Did You Know Gaming and follow Did You Know Gaming on Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you also check out didyouknowgaming.com, and if you like this video, check out their others. And if you like funny Dragon Ball Z stuff, check out Dragon Ball Z Abridged at TeamFourStar.com or our YouTube channel, TeamFourStar. You can also check out our gaming channel, TFS2Saiyan.